Okay, Chaturi.
Yes, Bhante.
You can start the questions.
Yes. I'm trying to find them from last time. I'm just checking that. Let me see if people have put some questions in the chat. It seems like what I saved for the questions for last time got deleted from my computer. So if people that asked the questions that we didn't answer last time, if they can put it back in the chat, that would be great. I think there was some kind of a computer glitch that happened. See if I can find it.
You lost the last question that we have not answered last time.
There may be one that I found recently that I saved on that got saved on my tablet. I'm not sure if it got saved on my computer. One question is okay. Yes, there's one question that came about explaining striving from yesterday's talk. If you can explain what you mean by striving.
Striving?
Yes, what is meant by striving?
Striving is you don't stop it halfway. You continue your search, effort, all kind of, 4 types of effort. Effort to prevent, effort to overcome, effort to arouse, and effort to develop and cultivate. These are the 4 kinds of efforts. Once you start, never stop it. That is why Buddha said in Mata, Yunjata Buddha Sasane, Dunata Machuno Senang, Nalagaranga Kunjarang. That is you start, that is called Aramba Dhatu. Once you start it, and Parakamada to achieve it. So until you achieve it, you continue. You don't stop it. These are the 4, what you call elements.
Thank you, Bhante. The next question is, can you explain how to meditate on feelings?
How to make what?
How to meditate on feelings. How do you do meditation on feelings? Meditation on feelings? How do you do that?
How
Vedana.
to do your meditation on feelings?
Yes.
Yes, when you have feeling, whatever feeling it may be, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral, you become mindful of the pleasant feeling, and pay attention to it. You can see pleasant feeling is fading away slowly, and then you may have neutral feeling, and then unpleasant feeling. Then unpleasant.
Is Bhante, can you still hear us? Because we can't hear you. Yeah, I think Bhante's connection dropped. Let me see if I can bring him back. Okay. So everybody, I have Bhante on the phone and hold on. I'm gonna how do I do that? Speaker. And I'm going to read the questions to him, and then he'll answer on the phone, which is on the speaker, and you will be able to hear him, hopefully.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay. So the first question we had, Bhante, is about Vedana, feelings. how do you do meditation on feelings?
Yeah, I said I was talking about how we meditate on feelings. I said that when there is a pleasant, unpleasant, neutral feeling, past, present, future. When pleasant feeling arises, it doesn't disappear very quickly. It slowly fades away and comes to a stage where you experience neutral feeling. And then neutral feeling slowly fades away and unpleasant feeling arises. This is how it happens. Buddha has given a very beautiful simile of a deer. Deer was chased by a hunter, runs, and the deer at certain point disappears. So the hunter follows the footprints of the deer and he comes to a rock. And then he could not find the deer footprint on the rock. And then go to the other side of the rock, then you will see the deer footprint again. Similarly, when you're experiencing pleasant feeling, it slowly fades away, and there is a period where your feeling is neutral or equanimous. And that is just like the deer footprint cannot be seen on the rock. And then you go to the other side, you can see the footprint that is like painful feeling. So you see the feeling arises and passes away every fraction of a second. So you can see impermanence in the feeling, whether it is pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. That is how we use the feeling as an object of meditation. We don't create feelings. Some people try to uh, artificially create feeling on the top of their head and then bring it down to face and then to shoulders, chest, stomach, lower part of the stomach, legs, knees, and so forth. That's what they call as sweeping. And Buddha never recommended any sweeping. Buddha recommended Sukang Vedana Vedimano, Sukang Vedana Vediyamiti Bhajanati. Dukkang Vedana Vedimano, Dukkang Vedana Vediyamiti Bhajanati. Adukkama Sukang Vedana Vedimano, Adukkama Sukang Vedana Vediyamiti. Like that, when you experience a pleasant feeling, it can be contact feeling or spiritual pleasant feeling, or carnal unpleasant feeling, spiritual unpleasant feeling, carnal neutral feeling, spiritual neutral feeling. Carnal pleasant feeling is the feeling that you that's carnal pleasant feeling. That's also impermanent, unsatisfactory, and without self. Then spiritual pleasant feeling. Also, when you see things are changing, impermanent, unsatisfactory, and selfless, then you will be glad to see the truth. You enjoy seeing the truth. And carnal unpleasant feeling is in the past you could not get what you wanted through your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body. And then even the present, you cannot get what you wanted through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind. Then you will be unhappy. This is carnal unpleasant feeling. The spiritual unpleasant feeling is you will practice meditation, following all the instructions. You are regular, you are very sincere, and you follow the meditation. But you have no activity. Spiritual activity is a jhanish or so you will be disappointed. Then you will not, that disappointment is called spiritual dukkha, spiritual unpleasant feeling. But spiritual unpleasant feeling is better than carnal unpleasant feeling because spiritual unpleasant feeling arises. You arouse your spiritual urgency, Dhamma samvega, and then you accelerate your practice. You apply more effort and you start your uh, perfect and clear some elements, Aramadhatu, Ekamadhatu, Parakamadhatu, as beginning elements, proceeding elements, and achieving elements. You don't give up. The soul, spiritual unpleasant feeling is wholesome. Then carnal, uh, neutral feeling is that you try to please your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body, but you cannot because of many limitations. Either you are sick or you don't have time, and if you not do it, then you will give up. Just like this famous uh, parable of the fox jump up to reach a bunch of grapes, and he jumped and jumped and jumped. He could not get it, and then he said, "This who has all grapes? I don't need a divorce." So, final uh, neutral feeling is like that. But spiritual neutral feeling, neutral, spiritual independent feeling is also is full. As I said earlier, in some ancestral service, then you see there is nothing to explain. Everything is evil. So yes, spiritual neutral. So this is how it will be. It has to be natural feeling, not artificial. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. There's a question about unpleasant emotions that happen in a stressful situation. How do you handle unpleasant emotions or emotional feelings?
Emotional feeling is, uh, it belongs to the carnal feeling. Why you become emotional? Because of your uh, certain things related to mundane, ordinary things is not satisfactory, or you lose someone, you don't gain something, you lose your health, and so forth. By that also is carnal uh, feeling, although we call it in a different term, it's emotion. Implementation, and of course, all the time, or any time, you see uh, when emotion arises, you focus your mind on it mindfully and say to yourself, this emotion is found, emotion in the past, and then similar this will naturally to not stay forever. So one must use that emotional feeling to get rid of it mindfully. Okay?
Thank you, Bhante. There was also another question about how to differentiate between being lazy and not being well. When you're not well, you may feel lazy in your practice. How do you how do you know when to push yourself, and how do you know when to rest in the practice?
Daily practice?
Yes, how do you know if you're really being lazy or is if you're not feeling well?
How do you know you're making progress in daily practice?
Yes, and not being lazy in the practice.
I think I answered this question many times in the past. You see, you keep practicing uh, consistently, regularly every day, morning, evening, and in between whenever you have time. As I mentioned, you use this every hour, only hour, 2 minutes meditation, and so you build up the moment of the practice. So keep practicing, and then after some times, a certain emotion does not bother you. For instance, you used to get angry very, very often. As you keep practicing meditation over and over again, your uh, anger will not bother you at all. It slowly subsides and eventually it fades away. So you uh, understand that you are making progress. You used to be very, very jealous. As you keep practicing meditation, as I mentioned earlier, practice mindfulness, impermanence, unsteady self-will, and so on, then you, when you practice meditation, you become less jealous. So uh, then you know that you are improving. Your mudita increases. As mudita increases, your jealousy fades away. Then you know that you have gained some uh, results, becoming slowly, you are becoming successful. That's how you are making progress. You used to be very, very greedy. As you practice meditation, you manage to uh, reduce your greed, and you may learn to make things in moderation. All this these are the results of your practice. Surely you know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one the question from previously. I don't see any let's see. I don't see any additional this was been asked. Any additional questions in the chat right now? Yeah. There's no I don't see anything else posted in the chat in terms of question.
I hope the people heard our answers.
Yes, could people hear?
Yeah, you can. Can you hear response?
Yes, we can hear very well.
We can hear.
Yeah, they could hear.
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So they can hear us.
Yes, they can hear
Yeah.
us. Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. If they have any other question, we have 3 more minutes.
Does anybody have additional questions they would like to ask? Yes. There is one question, Bhante, about not verbalizing. during meditation. When we have feeling, for example, there's a tendency of the mind to verbalize. You're not supposed to do that, right? But how do you not do that?
You know, sometimes we have to verbalize, but most of the time it is not very useful. But sometimes it is useful. Like in Madhyama Nikaya, there is a discourse called Dvega Vitakka Sutta. Buddha divided his thought into two categories, wholesome category and unwholesome category. When unwholesome category, the thought of unwholesome category arises, he verbalized. This thought is not going to be beneficial to me, not beneficial to others, not beneficial to both. Therefore, I should not cultivate it. So he applies effort to overcome it. As soon as that thought disappears, wholesome thought arises, and he put it into wholesome category. And then he thinks this thought is beneficial to me, it is beneficial to others, and beneficial to both. Therefore, day and night I cultivate this thought. Like that, at that time, in Gurda, Vitakka means thinking. Vitakka means thinking, thought. So he divided into his thought into these two categories. And thereby, at that time, he used verbalizing. He used words. And once it is, Buddha said in the same discourse, that this happens, his unwholesome thought disappears, wholesome thoughts appear, and then he will be very glad, delighted, enjoying the wholesome thoughts. He can spend day and night. Then even that becomes very tiring to the mind. Whenever, even though it was wholesome thought, but even if it is wholesome thought, if you keep thinking of it again and again and again and again, you get tired. So it is called internal ajnata samprasadana, internal confidence, pleasantness. Then he enjoys internal pleasantness without using any word. Internal joy, internal happiness, internal peace. He enjoy, observe, experience without words. And that is actually that happens, particularly when one attains the second jhana. Second jhana is the stage where your thought all subside. Then you don't have any more thought. And therefore, to come to that level, we are trying first maybe verbalize only when unpleasant thought arises, you verbalize it. Once it disappears and comes to your mind becomes calm, relaxed, and one-pointed, it's called samadhi. And samadhi means one pointedness of wholesome mind. Kusala chitta sevapata samadhi. One pointedness of wholesome mind is called concentration. When you have this concentration, verbalizing doesn't arise. Verbalizing becomes even a problem, obstacle, or this peace. And that happens only when you attain the second jhana. Until then, you may be vacillate between verbalizing and non-verbalizing. However, it is better from the very beginning for us not to verbalize, but just become aware. Now, in Satipatthana, Anapana, and so forth, it is highly recommended to pay that Dirgamo Asasantu Dirnasamiti Pajanati. He knows long inhaling as long inhaling. He doesn't say, I breathe long, I breathe short, and so forth. He doesn't, he is not supposed to say I and breathing in. I breathe out. Just pay attention to the long inhaling as long inhaling, long exhaling as long exhaling. And even there, Buddha has not recommended verbalizing, but noticing or becoming aware is what he recommended. I think now that she came to an end of answering questions session, we can spend the rest of the time in meditation. As we normally do, we have at least 25 minutes to meditate, and I ring the bell and start meditation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay. You may not since screen, but I decided for you. Don't worry. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, tall, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to earth. May all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive and
What happened?
Internet connection failed, phone connection.
Neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, standing, walking, or sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision. Removing desire for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth in the womb.